Friday, July. I had to stop and think about that for a second. Damn, I almost said June. No, it's July 22nd, 2016. It is day 2 of Comic Con. The RNC ended yesterday, and Monday the DNC begins. So this is apparently convention weekend, and that's really all that's been going on. That's the entirety of the show right there. There is nothing else that Nick and I are going to talk about today. Uh, yeah, right,
I
Nick.
mean,
Right? Isn't that right? There's nothing else that's happened this week at all.
I mean, there was a behavioral therapist that got shot while trying to
No,
treat an autistic
nope,
patient
nope, didn't happen. Nope,
with his arms in the air,
nope,
trying to calm the police down.
nope.
I mean, that happened.
Nope, nope. Just like there are not 10 people dead in Munich, didn't happen either. Just didn't happen at all.
And let's see, what else happened this week?
Uh, the uh,
Um,
the patch
some more cops died.
7.0 for World of Warcraft didn't happen.
Some more cops died. That was unpleasant. Uh, are we missing anything?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, but see, okay, look. Here's my question. If we're denying that all this stuff happens, does that mean we can avoid talking about it? No, because all of you know damn well that it happened. Ah,
Yep.
God damn it.
And yeah. God. That was the therapist guy getting shot was one of the saddest things I've ever seen. It was
Well,
somehow worse than the Baton Rouge shooting. I don't understand how it's worse than that, but it is.
because the reason it is worse, and I'll be honest with all of you, I was actually on like a vacation this past weekend. Like I had okay. This past week has been long and interesting for me. Okay, first off, mini vacation last week. It was a staycation, but no one else was home for 4 days. I was here by myself. It was fine. It was wonderful. Um, I did have some friends over for dinner like Friday night. One of them stayed that night, so he was here from about 2 o'clock the afternoon till about 9 o'clock Saturday night. He just didn't want to go. It's fine. I don't care. He needed a vacation too. Whatever. Anyway, had a wonderful dinner party. Wonderful, wonderful dinner party. Played some drinking games. Played dominoes, some card games. Had a good time. Okay. That Sunday, everyone else is coming home. I'm cleaning up the house. I look at my phone and there's a shooting in Baton Rouge. I'm like, oh shit. Okay. Not gonna worry about it. See a second notification. Officer's dead. I'm like, holy fuck. Okay, so I go turn on the news, and I sat there for, I don't know, 45 minutes just watching this because there's 3 police officers dead, and I think it was like 7 were wounded. About that, 3 of them were very critical. They're just now getting out of the hospital a week later. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on? Okay? So I kind of calmed down from that next couple of days, and like you said, Nick, there was another one. I think it was yesterday or the day before. One of the two. Anyway, a caregiver in Florida was helping his autistic patient who apparently was enough of a threat to the people in Florida for sitting in the road playing with a toy that the police show up, guns drawn, because someone said that this child had a gun because he was black. He's black in the middle of a road with something that looks like a gun. Whatever, it was a toy truck. Anyway, point being, the caregiver shows up, who's also black, by the way, and the police officer tells him to lay down, and the guy's like, well, no, it's fine. He's autistic. I'm a caregiver. I have information that can prove it. Da 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 da. Whatever else is said, and the cop just fucking shoots him. And when the man looked, like the guy, he didn't kill him. So at least he didn't kill him. Not that it makes it better. But the guy looks at the cop. He's like, "Why'd you shoot me?" And the cop says, "I don't know. I don't know. and I don't know either. I don't know what the hell's going on. I really don't.
And
It's confusing.
it was even worse because he's laying flat on his back with his arms in the air, just like don't shoot. It's like it's okay. It's like don't shoot. And they shoot him. I don't.
It's weird. And see, the thing is, this entire past week, um, this is the first time I'm saying this publicly. Don't judge me, okay? I am actually losing my interest in supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. There's a reason for this. I am not the only person who has supported them in the past who's backing away from them, okay? In the wake of all this violence against police departments, in the wake of everything going on, whether it's uh, a possibility of racism playing a part in shooting someone, or a misunderstanding, or whatever, the Black Lives Matter movement has been asked, what are you going to do to actually help? Okay? And the response has typically been, fuck you, get away from us, don't touch me, uh, death to Whitey, and kill more cops. That's like the response that I have seen. Now, some of you may not have seen that, but I have been
I've
watching.
actually I've actually seen some positive things despite all the violence. There was a couple of videos of Black Lives Matter groups and protesters, or I mean cops, having a cookout, and some videos of them hugging it out, and some other things. So I've actually seen some positive things.
See, that's the thing. There are positive things, and I'm not saying that Black Lives Matter is a hate group, as was suggested to the White House, because the White House is apparently going to solve that. No, I'm not outright saying it's a hate group. Okay, there are some definite bad apples in Black Lives Matter. Let's be honest. The woman who ran on stage and tried to hijack Bernie Sanders' speech is kind of a bad apple. Uh, but there are some people who are actively encouraging violence against police officers, violence against white people. And I'm sorry, that's not going to work. So this might be exercising my own white privilege here, but get back in your fucking neighborhoods and solve your problems. Okay? Quit asking people for help and then getting angry when you get it. The police are there to help you. The people like me who go in your neighborhoods and go to vigils and shit and try to raise awareness of what's going on are here to help you. I don't appreciate being called names, and I don't know anyone else who appreciates being called names for trying to help you. Get the fuck out of your protest line, go to your house, get your kids, get them in school, get them some better clothing, better your lives. If you're on welfare, that's fine. I understand. I firmly believe that welfare is there to help you. But if you're doing nothing but sitting off your ass complaining about what's going on and you're not helping, fuck you. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And what's making me tired of it is I'm tired of seeing police officers killed because someone's angry. I'm tired of seeing all the riots and shit because someone's angry. Do something about it. Instead of sitting there on Twitter and Facebook saying, kill the cops, down with Whitey, and all the white people saying, well, it's all the niggers' fault, fuck them. No, someone at some point in time needs to take some responsibility. So, deep breath, let me go ahead and, just place this, actually, how can I phrase this? I'm gonna place a can of whoop ass right here, and I'm gonna open it up. You ready for this? Okay. I'm a white man. I think that's pretty well established at this point in time. I'm white. Okay. Here's the thing. I live in the South. We have some people down here called rednecks. Now, rednecks are kind of a nationwide thing, but we have a lot of them down here. Okay. And rednecks traditionally do not get along with the police. Don't believe me? Look at Smokey and the Bandit. You know, that's like the number one thing right there. You could also go with the Dukes of Hazzard. Any example of Southern culture dealing with rednecks deals with being anti-police. White people have a huge problem when the police show up, okay? Now, the reason I mention this is because the most common response to Black Lives Matter is, well, more white people are shot by police officers than anyone else. Yes, that's true. There are more white people shot by police officers than anyone else. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, okay? White people are the majority in the United States. A larger percentage of black people are killed by police officers out of the whole population. That's a larger percentage. That's why Black Lives Matter is a thing. That's where the root of the problem is. Quit saying it's anything other than that. If you have any other reason you want to bring up other than that, fuck you. Okay? Now, for the white people who are saying, well, more white people are shot by cops, do you enjoy your people being shot by police? Would you like to be shot by a police officer? I wouldn't. And I certainly don't think anyone in my family would. I don't think any of my neighbors would. In fact, I don't know a single white person or black person or Hispanic, Asian, anybody who actively wants to be shot by police. If you're a white person, if you're a redneck, if you're a goth or anything like any at all other subgroup of American society, and you're white, please pause for a second and say, "Gee, hang on a minute here. If more white people are being shot by police officers than black people, maybe that's not okay too. Maybe we need to do something about it. Maybe, and I don't know, maybe get a better education, get a better job, leave the neighborhoods you're in, quit, walking around like an uneducated piece of shit, and just whatever it takes to change that because it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And if you really don't believe me that it's an actual issue, watch a single episode of Cops. I guarantee goddamn to you, everyone on there will be white. Okay? So let's just all collectively take a step back and say, hey, maybe the problem begins at home and it's not someone else's fault. And it's not someone else's responsibility to fix the problems that we're having. Maybe you need to take some personal responsibility here. Just like the bitch last week who was on the bridge blocking traffic playing Pokemon Go. Maybe you need to put the phone down and go home. Okay? I'm sorry, but all this protesting and shit, all this anger and everything, it's going to come out. And it's going to come out very, very fucking negatively. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to be a member of the generation, that survives the race war, that's being long time coming. Because at this point, I think it's going to happen. And I don't want to see that, okay? Because everybody's got guns, everybody's angry, so please calm the fuck down. Jesus, just calm down and realize that if you're not actively helping the problem, you actually are the problem, and you need to go home and you need to make some decisions and rethink your life. Because I promise you, it doesn't matter to me whether you're white or black or Mexican or whatever. If you're not helping, you're hurting.
Well, I have a far, far less doom and gloom perspective on this, but um, actually, what you said is kind of interesting because it's a really great example of why violent retaliation is actually a very bad method of protest. Because, like you said, um, you have been rather supportive of the Black Lives Matter movement in the past, but now with all the violence that's been going on, you no longer exactly feel that way. And the really glaring problem with violent protests is that the more that it happens, the less support you get from the people that you basically need support from. Um, like you said, white people are the majority in the country. They're the majority of cops. They're the majority of politicians. White privilege is very, very, very rampant across the country. not on an individual level, but on a collective racial level, yeah, it's there's a lot of white privilege. Um, and violently reacting and killing cops and doing things of that nature. Yeah, sure, it sends a message. It sends a message that you're going to piss people off, and they're going to get angry, and they're going to want to retaliate. Um, Now, I'm still supportive of the Black Lives Matter movement when, the people that are actually trying to bring the community together to show the violence that's happening, the shootings that's happening, because the shootings haven't stopped. I you shot a couple police officers, but I'm sorry, that hasn't stopped the police shootings. They're still going on, and it's not going to make the shooting stop. It really isn't. Um, I have been happy seeing a couple of videos of people trying to come together, work together to, just bring bring the police officers back into the community and have them communicate and talk, which I think is really one of the biggest problems that's been going on. Um, I'm sure you'll agree with me on this, is that the way or police have been doing their jobs over the past, I don't know, 2 decades or so has changed a lot, and it's really a big part of the problem. They're taught things like shoot first, uh, you know, protect your life at all costs, and other things of that nature. And sure, I understand. Police officers should definitely protect themselves and, uh, take necessary precautions. But when you're taught to shoot first and to ask questions later, or um, that the police officer's life is more important than the civilian's life, that's a big problem. And I've seen the same sentiment from some veteran uh, posters that have commented commented on things like this. And I know you, as a police officer, you didn't sign up to be a soldier, but the risk of being shot is part of the job. Is part of the job. And there's no getting around that. I want to protect police officers just as badly as anyone else. I think that they do great work usually, and they have a hard time trying to manage everything. And I have a lot of respect for them. But you can't be a police officer and be scared. You just can't do that. You know what I mean?
Well, see, okay, my thing is, I understand being afraid, because there's always going to be some kind of uh, unknown in the world. So like I understand entirely uh, being a little bit hesitant to go out and you know get involved in what's going on because there's some bad people out there. I get that. That's fine. But honestly, every police officer I know, I I feel bad for them, you know,
Well,
and and
the thing, well, hold on. The thing that gets me is going back to the last shooting with the therapist guy. The only reason I can think that he actually shot at him is that he was afraid. He got trigger happy, and he was afraid. and that's how he reacted. And it's the only thing I can think of as to why you would pull the trigger on that guy. And that's a problem. That is a very serious problem.
It is, but oh god, is this going to be what we talk about every week, like every episode from now on, Nick?
Until it stops, it very well could be.
I I okay. I hope it stops, but I mean, like, if it gives us something to talk about, that's fine. It's not like the violence is not going on worldwide at this point in time. It's not like it's just here in the United States. Like, for example, the shooting in Munich today. There's like, I think,
Oh yeah,
10 people dead.
I think I saw at least nine. Saw at least nine.
No, yeah, it's somewhere up that high, and I haven't even looked at the coverage. I just saw it before we did the show, and I'm like, oh goddamn, why? But I'm willing to bet that it's going to be just like what happened in Paris. I don't know, when was this? Like Saturday or somewhere? I don't remember. Anyway, the asshole driving. No, yeah, this was last week. The guy driving the truck into a group of people and running them down. I just don't get what's. I mean, it might be because, as we've said before, we just have access to more technology and therefore we can get more news. But it worries me a lot. You know, like during our dinner
In
party
my
last week.
opinion, I mean, in my opinion, that is the actual reason is that we do have access to more news and more coverage and things like that, and we get to see all the bad things happening constantly. We can't hide from it anymore, and it's kind of a sad state on the world. But if there's like we said before, if there was a murder or a police shooting, it was usually maybe a local, maybe a state thing. Um, but now we know every time that it happens in every place. Um, if there was a mass shooting, it might have been probably a local story, depending on how big it was or the victims. But now it's national headlines every time. These things happen frequently and often, and it's sad to realize that and to think about it, but it's true. And I don't know how we adjust to that really.
I don't think you can, but you know what? I want to move on to something that's a little more lighthearted that happened this week, and maybe it'll help everyone feel so much better about what's going on.
Okay,
I got a beta invite for Legion.
that's pretty cool.
It is.
So, is it good? Is it bad?
Oh, mm, mm. Um, how can I describe this? Okay, well, first off, I actually got the invite last week, but I had company over here and didn't get to install it until Sunday. So it installed like all day Sunday, and then Monday when I woke up, it was finished. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to play. Did nothing on Monday, like did nothing else Monday, but play Legion. Okay, I did a walkthrough of the Demon Hunter area. In fact, I live streamed it here on YouTube, and it's up. Well, it's actually it's not on our Facebook, like our show's Facebook page yet. But it is on our guild's Facebook page. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna re-upload it, or possibly do it again. With maybe some fewer uh distractions and whatnot. But anyway, it's beautiful. Okay, uh, there have been a few complaints about Legion, which I take the time to get into, but it's easier to say go watch Asmongold, go watch Bellular, go watch uh,
Well,
Hero versus Babyface,
from
and the other people. You know, just
uh,
go watch people who specifically cover World of Warcraft stuff to find out what they've had to say. Okay, but currently my thing is other than doing the Demon Hunter starting area, which is fucking amazing. It is probably one of the best experiences I've had in World of Warcraft, and I've been playing this game for nearly a decade now. It is beautiful. Demon hunters are very mobile. They exist to move. Their abilities, like the animations or their spells and stuff, is it's wonderful. I love the starting area. Okay, this is without spoiling it. Well, this is a slight spoiler. Okay, you start off like when you spawn, there's nothing there, but you're looking at a world that has been destroyed. You know, like there's green fire and green lava and smoke and shit and rocks everywhere. And you're on a planet called Mardoom. Mardoom is the planet that the Legion uh, destroyed, literally blew it the fuck up. Okay, and they now use it as a stronghold. It's basically like what Outland is. You know, it used to be Draenor, and Draenor was blown up. Just imagine that if all of Draenor had been captured and corrupted by the Legion. You know, turned into looking like most of Tanan jungle looks like in Warlords right now. The whole planet looks like that. Okay, like it's dark. You know, the skies are black, and it's amazing to look at. Okay, so you're on Mardoom, and Illidan Storm Rage is right there. Okay. Um. You know what? You know what? You know what? Fuck it. Spoiler warning. Okay. We're gonna do a spoiler warning right here. Okay. Because I'm just gonna tell you what goes on because I have to say it.
uh, well, one of the interesting things from Warlords was that when you played beta and when you play the starting areas and starting zones, most people really enjoyed it. They had a lot of fun. Um, that really wasn't the problem with the game. The problem with the game was after all of that, when you got to the end, there was just the end game, which is usually the strength of Blizzard games, was just so weak. And I actually expect the start of Legion to be tons and tons of fun. I expect to fully uh embrace and enjoy all of that. My question is going to be, what's it going to be like after that? And I don't know if we'll be able to get a good answer for that until much later on.
Well, here's where the spoiler warning comes in. Okay. I'm gonna start with the Demon Hunter starting area because that was what I was mentioning earlier. Okay. You start off. Illidan is there. Illidan says that he needs you to go do something for him because he has to go back to the Black Temple. Okay. Back to the Black Temple. The entire time that you are on Mardoom, the hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, however long it is. Well, actually, it's just a major portion of it that you're there. Okay, um, probably not the entire time you're on Mardoom. It's maybe an hour, hour and a half, somewhere around there, playtime. Anyway, what's going on? is the Black Temple is being attacked, and Illidan has left, and he comes back. The reason he left is because he sent all of the Illidari to Mardoom to do something for him. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you what. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Okay, but it's very, very, very important that this mission be accomplished. Okay, while you're playing the starting area, you are able to summon various forces of the Illidari. Okay, you're able to summon the Broken, you summon the Naga, and you summon uh, the Shivara, like the four-armed creatures, which are all representative of the demons, the Naga, and of course the Broken that Illidan had gotten to his side. You summon these forces there, and they become your captains, and you lead an army of Cross Mardoom. Okay, but it ends with basically you being knocked out, and you wake up, and you have just been broken out of a prison in the Vault of the Wardens, and from there it just goes on. It's amazing. Okay, I haven't done anything else in the beta other than like I did it all the way through until you go to the Broken Isles. It took me maybe 2 hours, maybe like altogether playtime to get to the Broken Isles. Okay, it's wonderful. It's really one of the best experiences I've ever had. Even with all the lagging, all the disconnects and everything, I loved it. I loved it. Um, but everything else I have seen, everything else that everyone else has ever said, and I'm talking Asmongold, Bellular, and so on here. Okay, it's astounding. Blizzard has apparently been listening to the community for a change. Okay, and Nick, you know I have railed against Ian Hezekiah and all of his fuckery plenty of times. I have been so angry at Blizzard for failing the community when it comes to their game with World of Warcraft, which they have openly admitted was a fuck up. Like they admitted it was the whole expansion was a mistake. For everything Blizzard has done wrong, they have made up for it with Legion. Okay? They have taken so much shit for not having actual storylines in World of Warcraft anymore. Like Pandaria kind of had one, but it was more like a half dozen storylines, and you, I, you, there, you either gave a shit or you didn't, and most of the time it was didn't. You know, like it all starts out with a war between the Horde and the Alliance, but by the time you finish Jade Forest, everything is quieted down. You know, so all of Valley of the Four Winds is, like the Mantid. It's stupid. There's a dozen storylines literally in Pandaria. Okay, Cataclysm had kind of a decent story, kind of. I guess really, I don't know. But the last expansion where we were really genuinely drawn in by what was going on in the game was Warlords of Draenor. Okay, and before that, Burning Crusade. Like there's an actual story, and you're supposed to follow the story. Okay, but Blizzard has failed with that recently. What happens in Legion is it is very story centric. There is, and this is going with the Demon Hunter starting area again. There is a quest where you pick essentially your first champion. Uh, I don't remember who it is you pick between, but it's well-known demon hunters. Anyway, you pick one, and it specifically tells you this will not affect the storyline of your questing. So you get a quest that tells you this does not affect the story. This is just a personal choice. Everything else, goes a certain way. Like, okay, that's new. That's different. Okay. Heel versus Babyface posted this video the day. Uh, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's one of the longer ones he's ever done. And what it is, he's playing through a series of events that you come across in the game. And uh, it starts off finding this random item, okay? and you go hand it in, and you get a vision of Illidan's past, and you find another one, and another one, another one. You keep getting these visions, and eventually, what happens is it culminates in you playing Illidan's Storm Rage in Blackroot Hold while he is in charge of the Moon Guard. Okay, now if you are familiar with Warcraft lore, you know that Illidan was a mage. Illidan was given control by Lord Ravencrest of the entire Moon Guard, which is all of the High Elven sorcerers. Okay, and Illidan sacrifices them in order to stop the Legion in one attack. He kills the entire Moon Guard to take in their power. So you play through this, okay? You get to fucking play through that. It's very very reminiscent of the quest in Wrath of the Lich King, where you are the Lich King in Ice Crown. You remember that one, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one where you get to revisit everything Arthas does. It's that. It's that. Okay. Uh, Holy shit! It's amazing. Uh, it's of course it's fully voice acted, and as like when it starts out, the Moon Guard are like, okay, I understand what you're doing. Like it's fine. I'll give my life to protect our world. But then later on, Illidan's like, how many more do I need to kill? How many more? How much more power can I get? And he just starts fucking slaughtering every Moon Guard that spawns, and they're like, oh my god, no, what are you doing? And he just kills them. It's amazing. So you play through this shit. You play through Illidan doing this, okay? You play through Illidan, like there's cutscenes where you actually get to see him lose his eyes, like they're burned out, and all these storyline points show up. Like it gives you the entire story of Illidan Storm Rage until the most amazing thing I have ever seen in the game. You're Illidan Storm Rage in Black Temple. Um, you have to fight. Oh, by the way, just a very quick announcement: Hillary Clinton has just picked Virginia Senator Tim Kaine as her vice presidential nominee. That just noticed it on my phone.
I'm not surprised by
Anyway,
that.
yeah. Anyway, we'll get to that. You know what? We'll get to that when we're done with this. Okay, I promise. Okay. Anyway, it culminates in Black Temple, and if you remember, during Cataclysm, there was an NPC named Johnny Awesome, and Johnny Awesome had a guild, and Johnny Awesome shows up during the Firelands dailies. They're sitting there, doing like a ready check type thing when you're doing the Firelands dailies, and like it's the raid group, and they're about to go actually attack a boss in Firelands. Okay, Johnny Awesome is in goddamn Black Temple. Okay, he shows up with his guild, and you have to play Illidan, and you have to wipe the raid. The whole thing plays out the way, like, according to the mechanics it did. Like, you start out having to attack the tanks. Like, they're tanks, they're actively taunting you. You can't do anything about it. Like, you have to attack them, and you have to try and use your abilities to kill the healers and shit. And they make jokes about getting the warglaives off of you, and doing ready checks. Oh, dude, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is so much fun, and getting to watch the video makes me want to go find this in the game and do it. I mean, Jesus. I mean, combine that with uh, the stellar Broken Isles invasion, which culminates, and again, this is all a spoiler section, so all spoiler section. It culminates in the death of Varian Wren and the grave wounding of Vol'jin. It's amazing. The whole expansion is focused on story. Okay, but the big problem with that is that there's only so many zones. Okay, now once you have done the Broken Isles, you can pick where you want to go first. There is no, you know it's not like Jade Forest or Hellfire Peninsula or Moraine Tundra. Like you don't get a specific starting area. You get to go wherever you want to go. So the story, but the story will go along with you. Okay, and you can stay, presumably, in any zone and just continue questing there until you've completed the entire zone, which is fun. I'm fine with it. Okay, like I am perfectly fine being in a single zone and getting all the way to 110 if I can do that there. That's fine, okay? But anyway, oh shit. Point being, Legion's going to be fantastic, and I'm very, very excited for it. I'm very excited for all of the changes that came out this week in patch 7.0, especially the transmog system. The transmog system is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I cannot say that enough. Okay, from going around and getting all the
I've been waiting for them to make this transmog system for so long, just because it solves so many of the inventory problems that we've had.
it does. Now, see, the problem is, oh, I went through several characters and just vendored all their shit, which is fine because on my main I had 3,500 gold worth of things that I had kept. Okay, that's just one character. Okay, the problem is, and god damn, I don't know if I can say this without wanting to tear up here. Um, I posted about this on our guild's Facebook page earlier, but I have a single issue so far with the transmog, and that is the armor restrictions. Now, I'm not saying that I think I should be able to be on a paladin who wears only plate and then run through an old raid or whatever and be able to learn all the cloth. Okay, I'm fine with I'm perfectly fine with not being able to do that because I can go make a cloth character, okay? Or like Nick in your case where you only really have the one character, it's fine for you. You know, you'll get your armor type and you'll move the fuck on, okay? I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. What I am not fine with is the fact that way back when Wrath was about to launch, we had the second Scourge invasion, you know, uh Scourge and Necropoli would pop up all across the world, and we had to go kill all these undead and everything, you know. And you could pick up these little tokens and shit and buy some armor. Okay? I, no, wait, no, you didn't buy them; you just looted them. Anyway, I had some of the blessed gear of undead slaying. I had a lot of the cloth. I had the mail shoulders. Like I think I had cloth gloves and pants, and then leather legs. I don't remember what all I had. Anyway, but it was fantastic. It was really great to use on a paladin, you know, leveling in Northrend because at this point in time, undead still took damage from light magic. It was wonderful. I loved it. The problem is that I have the cloth on a paladin and the leather on a hunter, and I do not remember where I had the mail shoulders, but I do have the mail shoulder. That's fine. That's the only thing it gave me. I'm willing to bet it's on my hunter. I don't know anyway. But I alt hopped and found it all. I also found out that I have the Sword of Omen, which is no longer in the game. Um, I have a bunch of shit like Arcus from Duskwood, the Iron Forge shield, you know, a bunch of things, a bunch of things. And the new transmog system, the appearances tab actually has a lot of it in there. But the Sword of Omen is on a shaman, and you know the cloth and leather gear is on characters that can't use it. So those were not added to my inventory, and it makes me angry, and it really makes me not just angry. It makes me sad. It makes me very sad because I would love to be able to transmog this gear because it is entirely unique. Now, like the leather one, for example, is actually a it's the judgment armor. It's just leather, like it looks like the judgment armor, and I can't use it. I can't use the cloth set or anything. So this gear is no longer obtainable, and I'm fucked. I can never use it again. And the GM who responded, I think, was just being nice when they said this, but apparently they have the exact same issue I have, and they're genuinely upset because they had, I think it was the full cloth set on a druid or something like that, and like the whole set, you know, the helm, shoulders, everything, and they couldn't use it. So they're upset. But
Well,
they
I
said
wonder if that's something they can fix in the future.
it would be fixable right now. It would be the easiest thing to fix. Like really just
I
go
mean,
through.
it's something they could still fix, so I wouldn't put it past them.
I think it's something that's fixable right now. But the GM just didn't. It. God damn. Okay, I realize that it would take some effort, and I know that Blizzard is getting ready to put, like just over a month away, we're going to have a new expansion, and I get that all their efforts are focused on that. That's fine. I understand. I get that. But, but, I think what they ought to do, I really think they ought to do this because, and the reason I say this is because I know someone who was unable to get an item that he had gotten from Feralus way, way, way back when, like before Cataclysm. There was a helm that he got at the culmination of the entire quest line, okay? And it was not the correct armor type, and he was unable to get it in his in his uh, appearances tab, and he opened a GM ticket and explained it, and they fucking gave him the helm. Okay, they gave him the helm. So I know that this issue is probably individual GMs doing their thing. Okay, and I get that. I understand that some people have to deal with these tickets day in, day out, and they just don't give a good goddamn anymore. But we're talking about items that are no longer obtainable here. And if the GM, the game master, cannot do this, they maybe need to send it to a developer and have a developer look at it. Okay? And it shouldn't take that long to be able to go through the entire system and say, look, there are certain items that we have removed from the game for whatever reason, but individuals who obtain them can have a notification put on their care, like it automatically searches, and it fixes the problem right then, right there. So this gear that's no longer obtainable, regardless of who it's on, it's just automatically added. That would be wonderful. I would love if Blizzard would do that, but they probably won't, and the only response I got was, the trademark soon, basically. Like, well, you never know what's going to happen in the future. No, I do know. I do know. Yeah, I'm going to be ignored. And this is a viable concern. Like, this is the only fault that I have with the transmog system, and I want it fixed. Like, out of everything I have ever had wrong with World of Warcraft, I want this fucking fixed. I want my goddamn Undead Slayer here. I want it. I want my Sword of Omen. I want all this shit. And it pisses me off that I can't fucking have it. And to be told, well, just go ahead and hold on to it, that doesn't solve anything. I don't even play the characters this shit's on anymore. Okay? They're sitting there in the gear they had when I stopped playing on our original realm. Like, it's just sitting there. And I want my shit added to the fucking game so that I can use it.
Yeah, well, hopefully they add it soon. That's about all we can do right now. I mean, unless you can think of something else.
Well, you got an option. We can talk about the RNC from last night, or we can talk about the much more amazing thing that happened yesterday.
Comic Con?
No,
I would say the Comic Con's more amazing than the RNC.
no, no, no. The most amazing thing is apparently what happened on the Young Turks yesterday. Did you not hear about this?
Oh, with the Alex Jones thing. I heard about that.
Yeah. I want to mention it for just really quickly because if you haven't seen the video, go to our Facebook page. Uh, it's been uploaded. You can watch the whole thing. Uh, but here's the deal. Neither myself and Nick, I'm assuming this extends to you too. We're not going to give Alex Jones credit for his side of the argument, because I'm gonna tell you right now exactly what his what his whole stance is. Okay, he claims that he was invited on the Young Turks, that he was told that he was welcome just to walk up while they were in the middle of doing their daily broadcast. Okay, he was told he was welcome just to walk up, and he was told that he could ask questions and make comments and everything, and just do his Alex Jones shit, which is essentially to say, "I'm here, fuck you, listen to what I have to say for 5 minutes." The Bilderbergs, lizard people, all that governmental conspiracy bullshit. Now, if you don't know who Alex Jones is and you're watching at home right now, you see on the screen everyone from the Young Turks is sitting down. The person standing up is Alex Jones. That man right there in the blue jacket thinks that steel beams do not melt in fires. Okay? He thinks that the government is controlled by lizard people. He thinks that all of the violence in the world is actually an alien plot, and they're coming to get us, and they're driving society apart, and we need to come together as people and kill all the aliens. Okay? He's fucking crazy. And if he does not genuinely believe all of this, he's even more fucked up than anything else I could possibly imagine, other than maybe, I don't know, L. Ron Hubbard, who founded a religion on a fiction novel that he wrote. That is basically what Alex Jones is L. Ron Hubbard in another format, okay? So he walks on the Young Turks, and he had Roger Smith with him. If you don't know who Roger Smith is, I'm sorry, not Roger Smith, Roger Stone. Sorry about that. Anyway, if you don't know who Roger Stone is, look him up. He is a terrible, terrible human being. Terrible human being. Someone who was so terrible that Nancy Reagan fucking hated his guts. Okay, even talked shit about him to Ronald Reagan in public. Okay, terrible, terrible person. They invade the Young Turks show, and they start. Well, Alex Jones starts bitching about Bill Clinton being a rapist, and he gives Cenk Uygur a shirt with the picture of Bill Clinton that says rape on it. Anna Kasparian comes up, and she's telling him to get the fuck off the stage. She calls him a fat ass and everything else. Well, he says, "Oh, so I guess that your concern for Saudi Arabia is unfounded," and he calls her Little Jihad. Oh, shit. Anyway, Cenk Uygur stands up and gets in his face and starts screaming at him, and it's amazing video to watch, and I sincerely wish it had culminated in uh, uh, Alex Jones being punched in the nose, because he has a punchable face. I wish that Cenk had not been held back and he had just knocked the ever-living shit out of this fat fucking loser. I can't stand Alex Jones, and like I said, I'm not going to dignify his response by, setting the fence here and posting it to our Facebook page, because it's an embarrassment. And he's an embarrassment, and I am so proud of the Young Turks right now. It's unreal.
I I really want to see him get punched in the face one day. I would really like to see that. Just just because I think he would start crying immediately and begging to stop.
I think,
That's what I think would happen.
I think, honestly, Alex Jones being punched in the face would be much more satisfying than Geraldo Rivera having been punched. And that was fucking hilarious. That was the most deserved punch I've ever seen. But I want to see Alex Jones get the shit knocked out of him one day.
I really do. I would love to see that. I would pay someone. I would pay good money for that.
I would too. I would too. Um,
I
but
we
anyway,
we need to
anyway,
start a campaign. No, we need to start a campaign to pay someone to punch Alex Jones. That's what I want to do.
no, better yet, hashtag punch Alex Jones in the face. There you go. Anyway, um, I don't want to talk about this, but okay. Last night was the last night of the Republican National Convention, and it was the moment where Hitler first addresses the people of Germany.
Yep,
I'm kidding. Hitler's been
yep.
addressing us for a year now.
Are you sure? I thought it's been a
Yeah.
couple years.
Well, I mean, like since he's launched his campaign for chancellor. Oh, okay, okay. Hitler jokes aside, um, this is gonna make me into a sexist right here, but the best thing about last night was Ivanka Trump, as long as she wasn't talking.
You just had to go there. You just
I
had
did,
to.
I did, because see, for as beautiful, as intelligent, as charming and talented as this woman is, she came out for about 16, 17 minutes, whatever it was, and did nothing but say that her father is going to make America great again because he's a builder. Builders are amazing, okay? So fast forward to near the end of Donald Trump's speech, and he's talking about his father being a builder, and he says that he's going to get our people back in the coal mines and people back in the steel mills, and I'm like, is this 1896? Like, is that what our industry is now? Is coal and steel? Are you J. Pierpont Morgan?
I didn't know that people want to go back into the coal mines.
I guess they do. I sincerely guess they do. But apparently, he has built his empire on steel and glass. And I'm like, no, his daddy did that. His daddy built the empire, and he just took over control of it when his daddy died. And last night, at the end of his speech, if you notice, I'm working backwards here. At the end of his speech, um, what he said, there's a reason I'm going backwards. Like, there's a reason I want to start near the end and go back. I promise. Anyway, he says that he loves his brother, his younger brother, the one who is the airline pilot. The younger brother who died because Donald was given executor of his father's estate, and Donald uh, did not give his brother his inheritance after their dad died because his brother became a pilot rather than going into the family business of being a loudmouth asshole who owns a lot of property and espouses white privilege. So his brother dies. But last night he's like, I really love my brother. I miss him. No, no, you don't. No, you don't. Your brother died because you wouldn't do the right thing. And the reason I'm working backwards is because all through the speech, all through it, that was what Trump had to say. He kept saying that he needs to do for those who are lesser. And he understands because he's met these individuals. Uh, but actually not just because of that, but because he understands what it's like to be a hard worker. Sorry. No,
It's okay to laugh. It's okay to
I
laugh.
no no. I want to laugh. I want to laugh, but I'm gonna save it for later. Uh, Donald Trump does not know what it's like to work a day in his life. Okay, we're talking about someone who was not born with a silver spoon. He was born with two of them. Okay, Oh, um, he also went on to say that he really appreciates our military and everything they've done for us, and that we're going to make the military great again, even though we have the largest and most powerful military on the planet. And it's not our current soldiers that need the help, it's the veterans, okay? Oh, but guess what? He brings the veterans up one time. Throughout the entire speech, he brings the veterans up one time and says that we're going to now do more things for them. So we're going to rebuild the military, and we're going to take care of our veterans. Okay, that's fine. I'm all in favor of that. He says that we're going to support the police department. We're going to help clean up these neighborhoods. We're going to help people get back to work and all this and all of that. That's fine. I'm in favor of that. He also said that he wants to cut everyone's taxes because you're going to pay less taxes and it's not going to be confusing anymore. Ha ha! Yay! Ha 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 ha! No, no. In order to pay for your military, or to pay for your police department and everything else, you have to have taxes. In order to pay for your fucking wall that you want to build around the country, you're going to have tax money for that too. $127 billion in taxes the last time I checked. That's roughly what is brought in by the 11 million immigrants that he wants to deport. Okay, now he's also said he wants to have immigration reform, and that he also wants to cut off the tide of immigrants coming here, because anyone who's any country who has ever been affected by terrorism does not need to have someone here because they could be radicalized. So that's England, France, Canada, Germany, Russia, all these places that have had someone there who's a terrorist. You're not welcome here anymore. No one's welcome here. We're going to become Americans. We're going to be America first. The people in the United States first. So what we're going to do is on January 20th, when he, like the night after he has taken the oath of office, what he's going to do is we're going to get back to law and order here. So we're going to have the police departments actually enforced, and they're going to get to go out and they're going to get to find all the criminals. That's wonderful. That's dandy. Go ahead and clean up the streets. How many cops are going to get killed doing that, asshole? How many cops are going to walk into a neighborhood where they know there's drug dealers and where they know there's violent criminals, and be like, okay, hey guys, it's time to go home. Oh, you have a gun? Hey, look, boom! No, he's going to actively put police officers in harm's way. He's and not only that, he's talking about having a police state. He's going to have a police state where the cops are going to get killed, and he's going to build a wall around us all and contain everything. America the Great, America the Beautiful, America contained within its own border with violence and negativity everywhere. That's exactly what you're headed for in the United States. Please do not vote for this son of a bitch. Please do not vote for Donald Trump. I I really can't ask it any more simply than that. We are headed to a fucking police state if he's elected.
Yeah, and as much as I hate the argument to vote for Hillary because of Donald Trump, it's a valid damn argument. It's
Yes,
a valid damn
after last
argument.
night, voting for Hillary is a severe possibility for me. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm actually tempted to vote for one of the other party members so I can kind of skip voting for either Trump or Hillary. But in the reality, here in Texas, they may not even be on the ballot. So I may be stuck between those two. And if I'm stuck between those two, I'm gonna tell you, I've been saying all this time, I would flip a coin. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm stuck between Trump and Hillary, I will vote Hillary. I will, because I do not want Trump to win. I don't want her to win, but I don't want to be living in a police state. Okay, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want that.
This is not an endorsement of Hillary Clinton at all. We
No,
we
fuck
we, we
Hillary.
really we yeah, we don't like Hillary, but I'd rather have Hillary than Trump.
It's a goddamn nightmare, is what it is, and it's oh, I I I was talking to someone the other day, and we were talking about this, and this person is a Democrat and doesn't like Hillary. Okay, and he's like I am. If he has to vote for her, he will. And we were talking about it, and I said, yeah, basically what it is that this is a shit sandwich, and we all just have to pick our topping on the shit. Like you can get honey, or you can get lettuce, or whatever, like whatever you want on it, but you're going to have to take a bite, and you're going to have to take a big bite, like your mama told you when when you cleaned your plate as a kid. Eat all of your dinner, take a big bite, chew it up, and swallow it down because there's starving people in China. That was what my parents told to me. That's what a lot of people's parents told to them. So get ready to swallow your shit sandwich, America. That's your two options.
It's it's not fun. It's not fun.
No, it's not fun
It's
at all, especially after Trump announced his running mate, who everyone's celebrating because he's a wonderful guy. No, Mike Pence has caused Indiana upwards of $1 billion in tax revenue at this point in time with their religious freedom laws and telling members of the LGBT community that they're not welcome. Um, And speaking of which, by the way, Trump last night, fuck him, by the way, for this, decided to address the shootings in Orlando by saying that it was the members of the LGBTQ, like literally said it that way 3 or 4 times, community, who were affected by this. And we have radical Islam attacking members of the LGBTQ community. No, for starters, and I said it before, I'll say it again. The shooter in Orlando was not a goddamn Muslim. He was at one point in time, but he was no longer practicing. He was an apostate to the religion. Had he been in a Muslim country, they would have executed him. Okay? Not to mention that, but he was fucking men. Okay, he was gay. He had a grinder app on his phone. He had a boyfriend. He was sleeping with men. He drank alcohol. He ate pork, and he murdered people in the middle of Ramadan. No, nothing about this man is, practicing Muslim here, but whatever. Go ahead and keep saying that. Go ahead and keep calling all the black people thugs. Keep calling all the Mexicans terrorists and rapists and drug dealers. It's sad and it's pathetic, and that's exactly what the Republican Party has become, is sad and pathetic. Dear
Uh,
America,
Pretty much.
dear America, you deserve Donald Trump. Both parties deserve Donald Trump as president because that's exactly what America should have right now. We have spent the past 15 years fear mongering and making everything worse, and instead of coming together after 9/11, we have done nothing but cause more and more divisiveness. We deserve Donald Trump as president. You want to make America great again? Go ahead, elect his ass. I will sit back, eat eat a steak, and watch the world burn because that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what we deserve. We deserve Donald Trump. Just like Germany deserved Adolf Hitler because they were assholes there and they didn't bother to pay attention to what was going on. And that's exactly what's going to happen now. But be sure and
Wait
don't
a minute.
heed the warning.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. I object to this. I did nothing to deserve this.
You don't get to object.
No, I totally get to object.
Look at it this way. When he actually starts putting people who dissent against him in concentration camps, you get to go along with them.
Yes.
You get to
Wait.
go to a camp, Nick. You get to go to a camp.
Whoa. We like summer camp all over again.
Yeah.
Wait, will you be there too?
Yeah, I'm an atheist, sure.
We can make like art and stuff. Awesome.
Yes.
We,
Oh,
we, we've
goddamn.
made this into a positive experience.
This is exactly what America's deserves because we have done nothing but fuck our country up. So, goddamn.
Yep. Yep. It
You
is
know, you know
sad.
what? Okay. Because we're over an hour now, and we're usually good about keeping the show around an hour. Um, I wanted to talk about Comic Con today, but I think it's probably best if we wait until Monday and then just do a full review because it's kind of hard to say, well, this is going on, and there's still 2 more days left of Comic Con. So I think we'll do our Comic Con review on Monday, maybe Monday and Wednesday, possibly.
That makes sense.
I mean, like last year, it was fine because we were able. Well, no shit, no. Last year we were in the exact same spot. You remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just move it till Monday. Because Monday and Wednesday we can talk about the DNC and everything and all the fuck ups there. So yeah, there's our show for next week already laid out.
Hopefully nothing bad happens over the weekend. Right?
Hopefully Donald Trump dies in a fire over the weekend.
That would be really cool.
And see, I had a brother-in-law who died in a house fire. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but I'm wishing it on Donald Trump.
Indeed.
Oh, no, wait. That's a terroristic threat. Oh, I can't say that.
Well, it's too late.
Oh no, what will I do? Ha ha ha. It was a joke. I was only kidding.
Yep, this show is a pure joke.
Yes, that was just humor. Ha ha ha. I am a white man. Don't come after me.
Wait, what?
Nothing. I'm just fucking with the NSA.
I'm, I'm a little scared now.
You should be. You should be. Anyway, um, thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, comment on it, share it, subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, and we'll talk to all of you Monday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.